Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Walkthrough Wednesdays. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to go through my 2.56 Pyraminx World Record average from back in 2014. This was the first time that I held the Pyraminx World Record average by myself before I tied for it. And then there was the one that got disqualified or DNF'd. But other than that, this is basically my first time I smashed the world record. And it has some pretty interesting solutions. So yeah, this is the Pyraminx I used. This average was my last official average on a Shengshao Pyraminx. So this is actually the very same one that I used. It's pretty good for Shengshao. It's really loud. Anyway, scrambles are in the description, and let's go ahead and get started. So on this first solve, what I remember is that I really panicked in inspection and didn't come up with a very good solution. But I kind of turned really fast and it kind of worked out. It ended up being a 2.4. So I did the yellow, blue, green top right here, and it was really inefficient. First thing I did was solve this center like this, like that. Just solve that center, and now I have these two edges right here, this one, and I solved them using a 3-cycle like this. And that left me with this Oka case with the last two centers, which is pretty nice. And then a 4-move last layer. So not the most efficient solve to be sure, but I turned pretty fast and it ended up being a 2.4. So scramble number 2. This one was really easy. I probably didn't do the most efficient thing. I'm not sure. So basically, this scramble has a 1-move V right on the bottom here. You just can do that and the V is done. But back then I didn't really even look for V-first solutions, so the solution I did, I was thinking of it as a top-first solution. So I went for this blue-red-green top, and I knew that the last layer would skip if I just did an R prime like that. These two edges need to switch, and these two need to switch, and I just did this algorithm, which solved it. 2 tips, and that really should have been a faster solve than it was, but it ended up being 2.6. Yeah, it probably should have been a low 2 or a 1, but that's okay. Especially for back then, I was doing so bad in comp at the time. Oh, I scrambled in my orientation again. There I go. Okay. So solve number 3. Okay, now I have to remember what I did for this one. Okay, so once again, the solution's not too great, but it worked out. So I don't think I could really find anything good here, and I wanted it to be a 4-move last layer, so I just did this yellow, orange, green top, and I don't know, here's what I did. R prime, L prime, and that gives me these two, and then this thing, so then I just did R prime, U prime, R to solve this edge, rotated, and did R prime, U prime, R again, and somewhere along the way solve that tip, I don't know, and then a really nice last layer case. This tip from this angle with this last layer is really nice because it just flows. Yeah. Anyway, solve 4 was actually a 9. I'm not going to reconstruct that. I completely messed it up, and you don't care. Okay. Now for this last solve, I have to think what I did. Okay, so I did an Oka solution. There's a lot of good ways to solve this, to be honest, but this wasn't bad. So I did this top right here, orange, yellow, blue, and I did an Oka solution, so just R, L prime solves both the centers and sets up this edge and this edge, so I can solve them with a 3-cycle, R, U prime, R prime, U. There's my top, once again, 4-move last layer, 1 tip, that ended up being a 1.9. So, yeah, that was my first time really smashing the world record average. I broke it by 0.4 seconds, and I was super happy about it. And hope you enjoyed the reconstructions. Maybe you didn't learn anything, but maybe it was just a little bit interesting. That's it for today, and I'll see you next time.